So today we are taking a look at the Dr. Jill Trent fighter from the Unmatched games. Now, Dr. Jill Trent is a fighter from Unmatched Adventures, Tales to Amaze, which features Annie Christmas, Golden Bat, Dr. Jill Trent, and Nikola Tesla. It also features the co-op version of Unmatched, featuring Mothman and Martian Invader. So Dr. Jill Trent is a character from the golden age of comic books, kind of pulp comics. She's from the 1940s, and she has gone into the public domain. And I am going to say here that Dr. Jill Trent is very likely the most obscure public domain character in Unmatched. She is the only public domain fighter that does not have her own Wikipedia page. But basically, she was a science sleuth, which was part of the title of her comic. But she uses science and gadgets to solve crimes and to fight crime. And she'll use the gadgets to fight the bad guys, but also, we'll get into a bit of fisticuffs here or there. Dr. Jill Trent has her sidekick, Daisy, and we'll see that Daisy is quite a good fighter on her own. You can see that we have this nice kind of light blue color scheme here for Dr. Jill Trent, with a bit of red highlights in there. But we see that here with the dial with the red arrows under the health there. So we'll take a look at Dr. Jill Trent. She is a melee fighter with a health of 13, with the melee sidekick Daisy with a health of 6. They're both move 2 fighters. Her special ability is gadgetology. At the start of your turn, activate one of your gadgets. Whenever Jill Trent attacks, resolve the active gadget's effect. So we have this token here that represents the gadgets. And as it's stated on there, at the start of your turn, you get to choose between Hypno Ray Blaster and Ultrabiotic Tonic. These have just some stuff here to tell you when this is going to be happening in the combat. Hypno Ray Blaster is during combat. If your card's printed value is lower than your opponent's, reveal the top card of your opponent's deck. Increase the value of your attack by the boost value of the revealed card. So just to show that here, you would compare the printed value of Jill's card with the opponent's. Then if hers is lower, you would take the top card off of their deck and increase her card by the boost value of that revealed card from the deck. So you got to remember, this is comparing the printed value, which is going to be what's up there. Nothing down here in the text, just that number right there in the top left of the cards is what you are going to be doing. The other gadget that she has is Ultrabiotic Tonic after combat. Remember, this one was a during, this one is after. If your card's printed value is higher than your opponent's, Jill Trent recovers 1 health. So once again, you're comparing the printed value of the cards, and if yours is higher, Jill gains a health. So we'll take a look at Jill's cards here. Going to start with Battle of Wits. There are 3 copies. Reveal the top card of your deck and your opponent's deck. If your card has a higher boost value, deal 3 damage to the opposing fighter. This is only an attack of 2, has a boost of 4 on it, so it is good to use for boost. Much of an attack there. This is going to be more for trying to get this effect. Here, with this being a lower number here, Hypno Ray Blaster can help this one and get a little bit more value on it. Hypnotist, a defense of 3/2 copies. Immediately, if your active gadget is Hypno Ray Blaster, cancel all effects on your opponent's card. So if you have the right gadget out when you do that one, you can just cancel effects. This is going to be the only cancel that Jill has. It is a 3 value, and you have to have Hypno Ray Blaster active to be able to get that. So it takes a little bit of setup to make her better feint work. Utility Belt, a versatile of 3. After combat, choose one. Jill Trent recovers 1 health, move Jill Trent 1 space, or draw 1 card. Always like these choice cards. It gives you a lot of options there. We're getting into Daisy's cards. We see that Jill does not have a lot of cards that are unique to her. Ace Fighter, a versatile of 5. What? A versatile of 5? Yes, that is a versatile of 5. Whoa. After combat, draw 1 card. Well, yeah, you can draw a card and it's a versatile of 5. So you're either keeping Daisy alive or Daisy is going to be punching pretty good. This is like a versatile commanding impact. Sisters in Arms, another Daisy card, versatile of 3. This card's effects cannot be canceled. Ooh, do. If Daisy and Jill Trent are adjacent and Daisy is attacking, Daisy gains the effect of Jill Trent's gadget. You notice this doesn't have any timing on it there as far as like immediate, during combat, or after combat. It's just effects that are on there, and that's why they can't be cancelable. Besides, it states that it can't. And that's because the gadgets here have different timing on them, so they don't put the timing on the card. If you're not adjacent to Jill and Daisy's not attacking, this card's just a blank 3, and that is a little rough, but it could be good with one of these others on it. Of course, with Hypno Ray Blaster, if they throw something with a higher printed value than 3, you'll be able to add this on. You'll be able to go ahead and do what would normally be Jill's effect and add that to Daisy. One thing to point out about Ultra Biotic Tonic. Daisy gains this effect. The effect is if your card's printed value is higher than your opponent's, Jill Trent recovers 1 health. Jill Trent will still recover the 1 health. Daisy does not recover the 1 health because it says Jill Trent specifically there. This side says your attack, which is how Daisy can use it with that card. But that specifically says Jill Trent, so it will be Jill Trent that recovers the health. So keep that in mind. Helpful Assistant, a scheme. This is the only scheme in the deck. Shuffle up to 3 Jill Trent cards in your discard pile back into your deck and draw a card. Now, you would normally say that a card that draws is not a pass, but since you're shuffling 3 Jill Trent cards back from your discard pile into your deck, you're basically netting 2 more cards back in your deck. So that is essentially a double pass when you play this. It is specifically Jill Trent cards, so it is just going to be cards from this stack here that get to be recycled. You can't pull in any card or a Daisy card. It has to be specifically a Jill Trent, which that is the last of the Jill Trent and Daisy cards, and this is all of the Ennies that are on there. So you can tell that there are a lot of Ennies on this, which means there's quite a few cards that Daisy can play, and it's really just a small number of cards there that Jill can't play. Energizing Spray. This is an attack of 5. I'm using the promo foil card here. This is after combat, gain an action. So it's an attack of 5 that gains an action. That could be quite strong there. So that's 2 action gains that Daisy and Jill will have. A defense of 5. So yes, this deck has an attack of 5, a defense of 5, and a versatile of 5 in it, which is crazy. Indestructible Cloth. Immediately, this combat, your fighter does not take damage from effects other than combat damage. Okay, combat damage is going to be the damage that happens in that during combat stage. Okay, so that's going to be whatever damage would happen in that. Now, they would have to be attacking with something larger than a 6 to be able to put any damage through, since this is a 5. So it would have to be an attack of 6 or higher. Now, if that's like a printed 2 that is moved up to a 6, then that would count. If it's something like Beast Form, which is a 6 that has things added to its value, that would all count because that is combat damage. What would not count would be things in like the after combat phase, deal 3 damage to the opposing fighter. That wouldn't happen here because that is not combat damage. That is just for this combat, so it does not continue on any further into the turn than this. But it does, with a 5, there's not a lot of things that hit much over a 5. And then it also stops non-combat damage. So this is a very, very powerful defense card. One of the strongest defense cards in the game, honestly. Also, with this being an immediate, there's no way that they can cancel it since the defender always resolves first. The attacker's immediate effects cannot cancel that. Gyroscopic Jetpack, a versatile of 4. After combat, move your fighter up to 2 spaces. They may move through opposing fighters. So you don't get to move a lot of spaces, but you get to move 2, and you can go through opposing fighters. So that is 3 cards that can get you out of a pin. Insightful Deduction, versatile of 3, 2 copies. After combat, reveal the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Put one of them on the bottom of the deck and the rest on top in any order. So this is good for being able to bury a card that you don't want to have to deal with. It's good that you'll be able to know what cards are coming up for a number of reasons. Your ability, knowing that a particular card is on the top of their deck. Stasis Diffuser, a versatile of 3. Immediately, the value of your opponent's card is equal to its printed value and cannot be changed. So pretty much they are just going to be hitting you with the printed value of their card. Okay, so if it's like Momentous Shift, that's not going to be able to go up any. If it's something that like adds value to it because of whatever effects, that isn't going to happen on there. Or if it's someone like Golden Bat, Any Christmas, those +2s aren't going to be able to be added to it because it can't go up from the printed value. It would also stop things like Bruce Lee's Nunchaku, just anything that would bring up the card. It's not going to be able to because it would be just locked down there to that printed value. And once again, if you're using this defensively, they're not going to be able to cancel this effect. So you've basically just locked their card to its printed value. This card here just makes Sinbad cry, okay? That's a rough card for a lot of fighters. Laser Pin, versatile of 2. After combat, deal 1 damage to the opposing fighter. Hey, dealing damage is always great. And lastly, Caught Red-Handed, versatile of 1. After combat, your opponent discards 1 card. If you won the combat, they discard 2. How could you win the combat? Well, they're either not defending or Hypno-Ray Blaster has moved it up for you. So we can see that Jill and Daisy have quite a bit going on there. A lot of effects that do some crazy different things. One part of being able to figure them out is going to know when to be Hypno-Ray Blaster and when to be Ultrabiotic Tonic, because that can change quite a bit there. Knowing what cards you're planning on throwing in attacks will help for that a lot. You do this at the beginning of your turn, so you'll have a chance to kind of know what attacks you would be throwing, so you could set this appropriately for you there. And as you can see, Daisy is going to be really important in there because Daisy is where you're able to do the recursion of putting the Jill Trent cards back into your deck. And Daisy can also play a lot of cards because she's got quite a bit of innies. And honestly, Daisy's own cards are generally pretty good, especially these 5s, which are just, those are really strong. But Jill Trent's going to be a little bit more a complicated character to figure out because you've got to when to use her effects and everything appropriately there, but has the potential to be a very, very strong fighter. So, if you found this video interesting, you can give it a thumbs up and a like. You can go down into the comments section and check out all of the comments down there and leave your thoughts about this. And you can go to my channel and subscribe to look at all the videos that I post and make sure that you don't miss anything. This is Poindexter G from To The Tabletop, and we'll see you around next time.